I don't know if you were expecting tennis or not, but
I know, I'm like, what's with this? I thought, you know, tennis, like what's going on with pickleball? 'Cause that's where I'm at. I'm Rich Roll, endurance athlete turned wellness advocate. I'm breaking out of the studio to meet up with some extraordinary humans with one thing in common. They have no plans to slow down. We'll dive deep and find out what it takes, physically, mentally, and financially, to keep doing the things we love. Today, I'm meeting up with tennis legend and pickleball enthusiast, Andre Agassi. Andre,
how are you, my brother?
so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks for hanging out with me today.
Oh, it's cool.
I have a feeling I'm getting thrown right into the deep end today.
Oh, I don't know. Let's see about that. I got a racket for you over here anyhow.
All right, cool. Let's do it.
Go ahead, put it in play.
All right.
So like, the one thing you don't want to do, is you don't want to leave it up. Right. Exactly, like that. See, that you can't hurt it. But if you leave it up, we could start picking up the pace, right?
So what is the deal with this explosion in pickleball?
Anybody can play, first of all. I think that's number one, right? It's just the proximity is also another working component. And you can do this generationally, right? And you can pick it up quick and you get better every 10 minutes you play. I mean, there's just so many reasons why this game is taken off. If you have friends that want to help you get better at this game, take advantage of it because you'll get better so quickly and it's gonna add to your life. And you'll get out of it physically whatever you put into it. I mean, I'm telling you, when I'm done playing, it's like I came out of a swimming pool. I mean, I'm drenched, my shoes are splashing.
So did you have to like unlearn a bunch of like rote movements and behaviors that are just ingrained in you from tennis and like learn new maneuvers altogether?
For sure. The hardest part about getting better at this game, especially in doubles, is the unlearning you have to do. See, in tennis, the ball's faster. We are further from each other. So everything moves rhythmically and then you're exploding through the ball. With pickleball, like, it's a wiffle ball, right? It doesn't move, doesn't come to you. And it's a shorter distance, so your tendency is to wait for a second, but then you're late and you have no option. So it's a complete counterintuitive. You gotta like be urgent, and then you gotta relax.
Yeah.
Tennis is like relax and then explode. This is like explode and then relax.
You know, Andre, when I think of your life, I think of somebody who's living a really big life, who like welcomes, you know, all kinds of challenges into your life. But I'm curious about like, you know, the interior experience of that, because you're responsible for like a lot of people. Like there's gotta be like quiet pressures on you, you know, that you shoulder.
We all have, you know, quiet pressures and loud pressures, and I think that's sort of part of life. But for me, life is about connection, and it's about engaging in an authentic way that motivates, inspires, and moves you, right? So it is important for me to listen to those nudges. I've done a lot of regretful living, and I've done a lot of future worrying, and I'm trying to cut down on both of those.
Where did you find that like anchor of meaning and purpose that you could hang your hat on and create a new trajectory for yourself?
I think it's when I turned sort of my vision outward, right? It made me go, that's what I want to do. I took out a $40 million mortgage personally, and I built my own charter school in the most economic challenging area of Las Vegas.
It's wild.
It's terribly wild. That's what's led me. So I don't think of myself as some genius in figuring out how I want my life to look. I try to live very, very momentarily and what resonates with me.
What are the principles that you still rely on, and what principles no longer serve you or aren't applicable? Like the mindset of being an athlete versus the mindset of, you know, being this philanthropist and, you know, being this entrepreneur and all the other things that you do.
Oh, I mean, everything in sports is nearly a metaphor for life. I mean, you take it with you in everything you do. I mean, the biggest difference between sport and life is just, or business or whatever it is, there's such immediate feedback, right? It's always asking you to question yourself. It's always asking you to trust yourself. It's always asking you to be objective about yourself. And it's always asking you to build a team around you in honesty by recognizing not just your strengths, but also your weaknesses, right? But if I can just create a little bit of momentum for myself, you know, momentum can be a bitch, but it's hard to stop when it's working for you, right? So you take so many things from what you did on a tennis court.
Andre, you're a guy who at a very early age had to figure out like how to be responsible with money. What was that like?
I was pretty fortunate in the sense that I was able to out earn a lot of stupid mistakes, you know? I mean,
Always be one step ahead of the
well,
mistakes.
yeah, I mean, there's no preparing for having nothing and then having a lot. I mean, unless you really seek advice and not just trust the advice, but actually take heed to the advice, right? So the first tournament I won in Itaparica, Brazil, I was 17, and it was a $90,000 winner's check. So I came home and did what any noble 17-year-old would do, and I bought myself a sports car.
Yeah, that's perfect. But how did you learn how to find people you could trust and surround yourself with those people?
By finding people I couldn't trust first.
Yeah.
It's very possible for an athlete that comes in a lot of money to live by a rule of you can live like a king, but just don't buy a thing.
What does that mean?
Take pleasure in the fact you don't have to look at the right side of the menu when you go to a restaurant, but for God's sake, don't build a home that has to be better than the home next door. You know what I mean, like, just caution yourself on some of those bigger things as you build your base. And then when you can start living off the difference of working for your money or your money working for you, getting over that precipice is a big deal.
So in other words, what you're saying is when you're focused on wealth building, like you want to meet your needs and you kind of want to reduce the temperature on your wants if you want to steward your finances responsibly.
It doesn't matter how much money you're talking about if you're living beyond it, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's probably the biggest mistake that people make. Instead of tightening it up early, building yourself enough of a cushion where then you can live the life that your interest of sorts can take care of, right?
Yeah.
In case things go south on you, right? So the point is, how do I really want to live? How do I need to live? And what's required in order to do that sustainably? You know, you start thinking about the future, you start thinking about your children.
Andre, we're both in that chapter of life where we have kids, we're thinking about how to best set them up for success, but we also have aging parents, and we're thinking about how to best alleviate, their burden in their chapter of life. Like, what's your thought process around that? Like, what are some of the things that you do to kind of serve both of those?
We're all in process, right? We're all growing, we're all learning, and they never stop. But honestly, it's part of raising children. So I think them seeing the challenges of negotiating your day. I mean, I'll give you an example. My wife's mom has had a fall just before my mom did, and they were one hospital room away from each other.
Wow.
Over Christmas. And we were there every day, and we're still there every day. And the kids come and visit, I look at it like I need to take care of my parents so my kids understand what they're gonna have to do for me.
Selfishly, like, see what I did? Yeah. And then what about, estate planning and, all the kind of like longer term stuff for the kids?
Well, for us at certain ages, you always have to wonder what your children are gonna grow into. So we've changed the estate planning over the years. In the beginning, it was, allocated, but according to certain lifestyles and certain choices, right? Like, education was important, they both planned on. Then when you kind of realize they're growing up into responsible human beings that are thoughtful about their own level of lifestyle and spending, then you get a little bit more liberal with what, you leave them. But I can promise you this.
Because of trust, right?
Trust.
But as a general rule, it feels like you're inclusive, like you bring your kids into these conversations so they're becoming kind of fluent in this language that you speak.
If you picked 5 things you want to leave your kids, money is not on that list. Like, we would be thrilled to invest any amount into some idea or business that they wanted to create, right? We would like to, no problem at all.
How do you and Steffi communicate between each other around these decisions?
Yeah, fair enough. If something were to happen to me, it's all hers because she knows what I care about, and vice versa. And so she would take care of everybody and everything that she knows I would, so there's a lot of trust in that.
I mean, I would say, to me, your legacy is impact in the way that you've lived your life as an example to other people, but also in the very real world ways in which you've, meaningfully impacted so many young people, So,
my hope would be that anybody that I came in contact with, whether it was 25-year marriage, whether it was my children, whether it was the waiter at the restaurant, for whatever time spent with me, they felt better off for it on a small level or a big level, a meaningful level. Just, are you better off for the time spent? I would love for everybody to be able to feel that way around me, but that means right now, right? It doesn't mean, that's the only way that happens.
Yeah. We're two guys who are aging up. We're looking at our future decades. Like, how do you think about next chapters? Like, what does the word, like, retirement even mean to you? Does that compute?
No.
Andre Agassi completely took me by surprise. So much wisdom from so much life experience. It's so inspiring to see Andre's passion for helping as many people around him as possible, and to show all of us there's no better time to do the things that bring us joy than right now.